Have you ever felt a shift in the air when he enters the room, but can't quite explain why? That tension, that pause, that quiet pull like gravity between two souls pretending not to notice each other. It's in the way he lingers just a second longer, in the way his silence feels loud, in the way your energy speaks when neither of you says a word. Most won't admit this, but real feelings don't always show up with flowers or grand gestures. Sometimes love arrives like a whisper, soft, shy, sacred. And if you're not tuned in, you might miss the very signs that say he's already falling for you. As Epictetus once said, "What is yours will find you." But, queens, let's be honest, how often have you doubted what was already unfolding before your eyes? How many times have you stood in front of a man wondering if it was real, if he felt it too, if this connection was more than a passing moment? And in that space of uncertainty, how many times did you silence your own intuition just because he didn't say the words? But let me tell you, love, when it's real, rarely announces itself. It reveals itself in quiet ways, in hidden details, in the moments that most overlook. Think of a candle in a dark room. Its flame doesn't shout, but its glow is undeniable. That's how he shows his feelings, subtle, soft, but steady. It's the way he remembers your favorite thing without asking, the way he listens when you didn't even know you were speaking loud, the way he shows up without needing an audience. Queens, real emotion doesn't need to be loud, it just needs to be true. Some might call it confusion, others call it mixed signals. But you're beginning to see through the fog. You're beginning to realize that feelings don't always look like fairy tales. Sometimes they look like nervous glances, like deep respect, like patience. And that's where the truth hides, in the space between what he does and what he doesn't say. And now, beautiful woman, you are stepping into clarity. No more wondering, no more second-guessing your worth. This isn't about chasing affection, it's about recognizing the quiet ways a heart starts to open. You are not just a woman waiting to be chosen. You are the queen he never saw coming. And queens, when you recognize your power, you begin to see his feelings not in words, but in his energy. Let's decode the truth no one talks about. Let's uncover what he's been silently showing all along. If this message touched something deep in your heart, if it helped you feel seen, understood, and reminded you of the power you carry, then show your love by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. We're working hard every day to bring you real, healing, and empowering content that speaks to your journey, your emotions, and your strength. Because you deserve more than confusion. You deserve clarity, love, and truth. Number 1. He watches you like he's studying a masterpiece, not to possess it, but to understand it. Have you ever caught his eyes lingering just a little longer than they should? Not with lust, not with pride, but with something deeper, curiosity, wonder, and something that feels almost sacred. He doesn't look at you like a man looking for a trophy. He looks at you like a man who's trying to read a language only your soul speaks. And maybe that's the first sign right there. A man who watches you not to claim you, but to understand you. When he studies the way you laugh, the way you fix your hair, the way your face changes when you're thinking, that's not habit, that's emotion trying to find a way out. There's a quote that says, "He who truly sees a woman's soul never looks at her the same again." And when he watches you, queens, he's not seeing your outfit or your makeup. He's seeing your energy. He's listening to your silence. He's trying to figure out how something so graceful could make him feel so much without touching him. And that's not surface-level attraction. That's the beginning of something real. Think of an artist standing in front of a masterpiece. He doesn't rush to paint over it or own it. He pauses, he observes, he marvels. That's what happens when he has feelings for you. He slows down in your presence. He becomes more aware. He notices the details, the shifts in your mood, the moments when your smile doesn't quite reach your eyes. It's not always what he says that shows you he cares. Sometimes it's how he looks at you when he thinks you're not looking. And now, lovely woman, hear me clearly. This isn't about waiting to be chosen. This is about recognizing the quiet ways a man's heart starts to show. He may not be ready to admit it, but his eyes already have. His gaze says more than his words ever could. And if you've felt it, if you've noticed that look, that stillness, that study, then yes, he feels it too. This is the beginning of your clarity. Not confusion, not desperation. Clarity. Because a man who looks at you like that is not playing games. He's feeling something he can't name yet. And queens, once you realize that, once you accept that you don't need loud words to prove quiet love, you start walking different, you start glowing different, you stop searching because you start knowing. Write this in the comments and claim it. He doesn't need to say it. His eyes already did. Let the world know you're done begging for love to speak loudly when it's already speaking in silence. And if this touched your heart, if it helped you feel seen, then like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're working day and night to bring you the kind of truth, healing, and power that reminds you were never meant to chase. You were born to reign. Number 2. He remembers the things you forgot you said. Have you ever mentioned something in passing, something small, something casual, and later he brings it up like it was sacred? That moment when he says, "I remember you said you hate tulips but love sunflowers," and you pause because even you had forgotten you said that. That's not random. That's not meaningless. That's a sign of something deeper. A man does not hold on to your words unless his heart has already started wrapping itself around your presence. When he remembers what you forgot you shared, it's not just memory, it's emotional attention. He's listening when you're not trying to impress. He's storing your truth like a treasure map he's trying to follow. He's hearing the woman behind the words. And queens, feelings that deep don't come from curiosity, they come from connection. Plato once said, "Attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity." And when a man remembers the little things, your dreams, your dislikes, your childhood fears, it means your existence has taken up residence in his mind. You are not just part of a conversation, you are part of his world, his focus, his heart space. Think of a song you hear once and forget, versus the one that stays in your head for days. You hum it without trying. You feel it in the quiet moments. That's how he feels about you. Your words are his favorite chorus, even if he never sings it out loud. Some women chase loud gestures, but what speaks louder is how deeply he listens. It's easy to remember what's dramatic. It takes real care to remember what's soft, what's subtle, what was never repeated twice. And if he remembers your pain, your passions, your passing comments, it's because you've become unforgettable to him in ways he hasn't yet admitted. And now, beautiful lady, understand this. You are not just a passing thought. You are the echo he carries when the world is silent. You are not small. You are unforgettable in the quietest way. And that power, that is the kind of love that lingers, the kind that haunts the heart in the most beautiful way. Write this affirmation in the comments and claim it. I am unforgettable, even in silence. Let the world know you are done doubting the quiet signs of real love. We're working hard to create life-changing lessons for you, because your love story deserves to be real, deep, and unforgettable. Number 3. He shows up when it's inconvenient, not just when it's easy. Have you ever noticed how he shows up when it matters most? Not when the lights are on and the world is watching, but when no one else sees your struggle. Not when it's convenient or comfortable, but when it's the hardest for him too. That's not coincidence. That's not pity. That's a sign. Because a man who truly has feelings will not only walk beside you in the sunshine, he will show up in the rain. He won't just check in when life is easy. He'll stand beside you when things get ugly. And queens, that kind of presence is not loud, but it's real. It's the kind of quiet loyalty that speaks volumes. There's a quote that says, "Love is not about how often he says, 'I love you.' It's about how often he shows up when you need him the most." And that is the truth so many overlook. Because real emotion, real connection, real affection, it doesn't always come dressed in perfect timing. It comes wrapped in effort, in sacrifice, in presence when presence is hard. When a man drives across town just to see if you're okay. When he pauses his own problems to hold space for yours. That's not ordinary. That's intentional. That's love trying to say, "I see you," even without using the words. Think of a lighthouse. It doesn't shine when the sky is clear. It shines in the storm. It stands tall in chaos. That's what his actions become when he has feelings for you. He doesn't just show up for the good moments. He becomes the calm when your world feels like it's crashing. And the truth? That kind of love is rare. That kind of love is sacred. And now, beautiful lady, this is where you begin to shift. This is where you stop wondering if you're asking for too much. You are not asking for too much. You are asking for the real thing. And when he keeps showing up for you, not just in joy but in discomfort, that is the sign you've been praying for. That is the energy of a man who is already emotionally invested. You are not here to beg for attention. You are not here to settle for half-hearted affection. You are here to be loved in your wholeness, to be held through your storms, to be chosen even when it's hard. Because you, dear Queen, are not a convenience. You are a commitment. Write this in the comments and claim it. If it's not effort, it's not love. We're here, working hard to bring you life-changing truths and help you walk boldly into the love and power that's already yours. Number 4. His silence is never empty. It's full of emotion. He doesn't know how to say. Have you ever been in front of him, waiting for a word, a sign, a sentence that never came, but still felt everything anyway? That moment when he says nothing, but his energy says it all. It's confusing, it's frustrating, it's powerful, because the silence between two people is never empty when the feelings are real. Sometimes he doesn't speak, not because he doesn't care, but because he cares too much and doesn't know how to say it. His silence is not a void, it's a storm locked behind a closed door. There's a quiet kind of love some men carry, a love that lives in the small things. He may not say "I love you," but he checks if you made it home safe. He may not compliment you every day, but his eyes soften every time you laugh. That is not emptiness, that is unspoken emotion. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." And his thoughts, they are tinted in you, even if he never finds the right words to show it. Think of the ocean. From a distance it seems calm, but underneath, it moves, it crashes, it roars. His silence is like that, deep, restless, alive. And if you listen not with your ears, but with your heart, you'll realize his stillness is speaking. He watches, he waits, he hopes. He's careful with his words because he knows once he speaks them, everything changes. That's not weakness, that's depth. That's a man who feels. You, graceful woman, were not made to chase words. You were made to sense energy, to feel what's hidden, to understand the language that eyes and silence speak better than lips ever could. No more thinking you're invisible just because he's quiet. He's watching you, admiring you, struggling with a storm of feelings he never learned how to express. But you don't have to wait for perfect timing or grand gestures. You already know. And now, dear Queen, this is your moment to lean back in your power, to stop asking what his silence means and start knowing it's full of everything he can't say. His silence is not rejection. It's a reflection of the chaos your presence stirs inside him. Write this in the comments and claim it. His silence speaks what his heart can't. And if this message reached into the part of you that's been waiting for clarity, like this video and subscribe. We're working hard to bring you lessons that unlock your worth, your power, and your peace. You're not here to question love, beautiful woman. You're here to feel it, reign in it, and rise through it. Number 5. He gets nervous around you, not because you intimidate him, but because you mean something. Have you ever seen a confident man suddenly fumble his words, glance away too quickly, or overthink a simple sentence, but only when he's with you? It's not because you scare him, it's because you matter to him more than he knows how to express. He's not afraid of you, he's afraid of losing the chance to be seen by you. When a man feels something real, it shakes him in ways even he doesn't understand. That nervous laugh, that awkward pause, that tension in his body. It's not weakness. It's the beginning of emotional honesty. But no one talks about this. No one explains how real feelings don't always show up in smooth lines or bold moves. Sometimes love starts as hesitation. There's a quote that says, "The strongest emotions are often the quietest," and that nervous energy you feel from him. That's one of the loudest unspoken signs that you've touched something deep inside him. He's trying to keep it cool, trying not to mess it up, but the truth is, he's already affected. You're not just another person in the room. You're the reason his heart beats a little faster and his hands don't quite know what to do. His body is reacting to a presence he can't ignore. It's like standing near a fire you didn't expect. He didn't plan to feel this way. He wasn't looking for it. But now that it's here, now that you're here, everything feels unfamiliar. That nervousness, it's the sign he's trying to protect something that matters, you. And now, beautiful woman, take this in. You are not too much. You are not confusing. You are simply unforgettable. He's not nervous because you're intimidating. He's nervous because you're rare. You carry something that wakes his soul. And that's why he stumbles, because for once he doesn't want to mess it up. This is where you begin to walk like the queen you've always been, not because you're seeking his attention, but because you now understand the power you hold. You don't need to ask if he feels it. His nervousness already answered that. Affirm this in the comments, queens. His nervousness is proof. I am unforgettable. Write it and claim it. Let every piece of doubt melt away as you stand in the truth of who you are. We are working hard to bring you life-changing lessons because your love story begins with knowing your worth. And Queen, you were born to reign. Number 6. He doesn't flaunt you. He protects you. He doesn't post your pictures. He doesn't shout your name across the room. He doesn't make a show of your presence like a prize he's trying to prove. And at first, you might wonder, does he even care? You start to question everything. If he really has feelings, why does he keep it so quiet? Why doesn't he flaunt this connection like others do? But pause, lovely woman. Sometimes the loudest love is the one that's not for show, it's for shelter. When a man truly cares, he may not parade you around, but he protects you like something sacred, not because he's hiding you, but because he's honoring you. There's a quiet strength in real emotion. As the philosopher Rumi once said, the quieter you become, the more you are able to hear. And when he starts protecting your peace instead of putting your business out for applause, that's not indifference, that's depth. He may not be loud, but he's intentional. He guards your energy, he keeps your name safe, he checks in, listens, shows up. And queens, in today's world where fake love gets broadcast and true love stays hidden, a man who protects instead of performs is more rare than gold. Imagine a garden hidden behind tall stone walls. From the outside, no one sees its beauty. No one knows what it holds. But inside, the flowers bloom undisturbed. The air is calm. The beauty thrives because it's not exposed to every wandering eye. That's how he treats you when he really feels something deep. He doesn't put your bond on display to win likes. He protects it like something that doesn't need approval, only presence. And now, dear woman, maybe it's time you stop measuring love by noise. Maybe you begin to see that real affection lives in protection, not presentation. This isn't about hiding. This is about honoring. If he guards your spirit, respects your boundaries, values your privacy, that is a sign most overlook. But not you, not anymore. So rise, beautiful queen. You are not meant to be shown off like a trophy. You are meant to be held with reverence, not performance. Your love story doesn't need validation. It needs foundation. The man who shields your energy is already showing more than most will ever understand. Write this in the comments and claim it. If he protects my peace, I already know he cares. Say it loud, queens. Let it echo through your confidence and crown. We are working hard to bring you these heart-healing lessons because queens like you deserve nothing less than sacred love. Number 7. He looks at you like your home, but he's afraid to walk in. Have you ever seen it in his eyes? The way he pauses when you laugh, the way he watches you like he's standing at the front door of something sacred, but doesn't step inside. It's not that he doesn't feel something. He does. He feels everything. But fear has a way of freezing even the strongest hearts. He looks at you like your home, but he's afraid to walk in, because he knows once he enters, nothing will ever be the same again. There's a kind of love that doesn't rush in. It lingers. It studies you in silence. It stands outside the door with a heart racing, unsure if it's ready for what lives on the other side. When a man sees you as home, he sees comfort, but he also sees responsibility, depth, and the end of his games. And for him, that's terrifying. He knows that loving you would demand honesty, presence, consistency. He knows he could never half love a woman like you. That's why he hesitates. Sometimes the bravest hearts are the quietest, said a philosopher once. And the truth is, he may not be running. He's just overwhelmed. He knows you're not like the rest. You don't represent another fling. You represent something real, and real comes with risk. But you, lovely woman, are not here to shrink because he's afraid to rise. You're not a temporary stop. You're a destination, and he either grows into it or he watches it slip away. Think of a house filled with warmth, the smell of something baking, soft light glowing from inside. That's you. That's how your energy feels to him. But instead of knocking, he stands frozen on the porch. Maybe he fears he's not enough. Maybe he fears he'll mess it up. But none of that changes the truth. He sees you as his safe place, his peace, his shelter. And that alone is proof of his feelings. Now, powerful woman, it's time. Time to stop waiting for him to be ready. Time to stop hoping he'll open the door. You are the home. You are the light. You are the fire that doesn't wait for permission to burn. Do not lower your energy so he can feel less afraid. Stand tall, stand radiant. And let him know, if he won't walk in, you'll still shine from every window. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I am the home he fears and the peace he'll never forget. Let the world know you're done waiting by the door for a man too scared to knock. And if this truth opened your eyes or stirred something in your soul, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are here, building powerful content to remind you of who you truly are. And you, Queen, were always meant to reign.